Hi, it's Matt Giggs and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is all about one of the common feelings and complaints I come across with estate agents with their clients, especially in a market where buyers seem to have the upper hand and the vendors don't listen. Why is that? Anyway, we're not going to spend too much time now talking about it because you're going to hear what I've got to say. And I've got a nice little 5-step analogy that's going to make you think about this every time you get into that scenario. So instead of getting you back up, you're going to get back down and go through these 5 simple ways of building that trust back up. So before I get going, who the hell am I? Well, I'm Matt Giggs and I have been an estate agent for 28 years. I've gone from trainee, T-boy, to trainer, to entrepreneur, to business owner, selling over £1 billion worth of property. I've got a Giggs group of estate agents. I'm part of the By Design network. Put it this way, I am in this industry and I've trained and taught people how to scale their careers and their businesses without the sleaze. You don't have to be a typical estate agent to be successful in our industry. Exactly the opposite will make you get there faster. So look, let's be honest. We all know, don't we? We all know as an estate agent what the vendor should do, and you've told them and they still don't do it. They still don't listen. And I'll tell you where that shift starts. And you're going to possibly consider this as something that you've experienced, all right? So let's just take an offer, for example. And I had a client that I've mentored for many, many years, and he called me not long ago. And I remember, actually, it wasn't a call, it was a voice note on WhatsApp. And he was like, Matt, I really need your help with this client. They're absolutely nuts not to take this offer. Can you give me a call? Sure. So we had a catch up, we had a conversation, and I said, come on then, tell me all about it. He goes, oh Matt, we've had this house on the market for ages. We've got this perfect buyer. They want to buy the property, but they're not going to go any higher than this figure. Forgive me, I can't tell you the figure because I can't remember that far back. But guess what the vendor was saying? No, I'm not going to accept it. I want more. Now they'd been on for months at this point and they'd had lots of no's. Lots of people view it, lots of no's. But the agent was saying, you should take this offer. You've had loads of viewings, no one else wants to buy it. You should snap their hand off. What the hell? Put it this way, who do you work for? The buyer or the seller? An estate agent is there to work for the seller. So the first thing you've got to say is you shouldn't accept an offer that doesn't meet your needs. That's the first thing that I'd say. You don't need to accept an offer that doesn't meet your needs. Now, we're going to talk about some detail. I'm going to share with you some information and you can make an informed decision. So the first thing is I shifted this agent because what he was focused on, and this is all about the key here, his focus was on getting a sale. And he admitted that. He goes, it's a great deal, it should be a sale, blah, 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 blah. And he was getting so worked up. And the more worked up he got, the client was going further away. So this was starting to happen. And do you know what that gap is? It's called trust. Trust had gone because he was putting his needs first. And it's a simple mistake because the data, the feelings, the logic, all of that added up into the situation that you were completely going after the sale instead of going after the client's needs. And that's an easy mistake to make because here, estate agents don't get paid unless they complete on sales. So you're naturally going to think about what you can get out of this as opposed to what is the seller actually getting out of this. And that's where the shift in mindset needs to go. You don't need to be focused on your needs. You need to focus on this. That says trust. Trust is really, really simple. So the first thing I said to him is don't listen to reply. Take time to listen. Take time to listen. You know, for me, negotiation isn't about you doing all the talking. It's about you doing all the listening. Because actually the person that should be telling you to accept the offer, okay, they need to be telling you what they really want and what they really need. So the first thing is, guys, you can't just go in there and bulldoze people. Have a conversation and make sure that you're listening, but not to reply. The second thing is to really remind them of their goal. Let's go back to the beginning. When we started working together, what is it you actually wanted to achieve from this sale? What was it you were looking to do once you've sold this property? Tell me about your overall goal and outcome. Let's just remind ourselves of this, because I don't want you to accept any offer. I don't need you to take an offer from someone that you're not keen to take an offer from, or it's not enough or whatever. Let's just go back to the start. So remind them of what their goals and outcomes are. And for me, at that point, you've got to really understand their feedback, their thoughts. And that's where you flick back here again. You go back into listening mode, because they're now doing all of the talking. They're sharing with you their motivation. They're sharing with you their needs to make a sale happen in the present moment. And I think this is where a lot of us can get unlost, because what you're trying to do, instead of you pushing them towards a place they don't want to go and they're backing off, you're actually going away and bringing them with you. You're stepping away from the pressure, stepping away from you focusing on your needs to you being immersed in theirs. Now that's a real skill. I'm going to tell you now, you've got to do this first before you even get to this next step. And this next step is actually share the plan. Or you can call this, and I love this, solutions. Because your solutions get them to the outcome. And what I've found when we've done this, and this is what happened to this guy, and I think you're going to love this. The buyer's motivation was so strong. They wanted the house. So I said, go back to the buyer, talk about why they want to buy that house. Tell them if they got any other houses, or is this their first choice? And it was their first choice, and they had no other houses. How long are they looking to live there for? Well, they were looking to live there for about 15 to 20 years. So what are the average house prices gone up in that area over the last 15 to 20 years? Significant, almost 100% increase on house price. And we were talking about the difference of about £10,000, guys. So if this person bought this property, in 15 to 20 years, they were going to make £400,000 or £500,000 on top, just from an increase over that period of time. And they're trying to negotiate £10,000. It met their needs. It gave them what they wanted. They really could afford to pay more. So what we focused on was the emotion. And that's what he went and done. And guess what happened? He achieved the figure. He achieved the right figure for the seller. So that was the plan that he shared with the seller. Do you know what? This is what I'm going to go and do. I'm going to go and focus on why they want to buy the house and what are the advantages of them buying this property which meets their needs. And guess what the seller said? Thank you. That's brilliant. And they went from here to here. And guess what happened next? He took action. So in that moment, he said, if I can get you that extra £10,000, will you accept the offer? And the client said yes. Deal done. Happy client, happy buyer, happy agent. And that is the order. So when you get a client that comes to you and they say they don't agree or they don't do what you want them to do, don't say that they're high maintenance. Don't say that they're difficult clients. No, they just don't know what you know. Your job as a great estate agent is to over-communicate the information and the emotion that helps them to make the right decision. Does that make sense? That's exactly what you got to do. And you've always got to focus on this analogy, which is trust. It can be lost and won. It can be found again, even if you've lost it. But you've got to go through this process, guys, and you're going to really and truly enjoy the rewards. So I hope you liked that video and you're going to really go out there and build more trust with your clients by not challenging them at the front end. And by the way, if you like this video, promise me you're going to like it. Promise me that you're going to subscribe because you want access to the next video, which is going to help you to become a great estate agent. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of those wonderful things, but you've got resources and links to give you more content should you need it. And from myself to you, continue to be a real great estate agent. And we're going to continue to build this community together.